Hello and welcome to Crusader Kings 2 Horse Lords DLC. So this DLC adds in a whole bunch of new things. Adds in a new government type, Nomadic, which involves a new clan system, which is very interesting, and we'll get into that as soon as we choose a character. We're going to be playing as Yabguid. That is probably an awful pronunciation. And he is the ruler of Turkestan. Stick on Iron Man and start. Okay, so when you get into game, you get a new screen here. You get this Welcome to Crusader Kings screen. If you don't know all of this stuff, it's pretty basic. But this is the huge thing. You get this screen that tells you all about your country. So for our country, rulers can raid infidel neighbors for loot. We can build nomad holdings without penalties. We can build temple holdings. We can call nomadic government vassals to arms instead of using liege levies. We do not get vassal tax from nomadic government vassals. Laws are changed by expending prestige, not by votes. That's a kind of theme that's going to hit through here. There's a lot of spending prestige to do things. Vassal titles can be revoked without needing any special laws. Rulers can raid infidel neighbors for loot. De jure law effects are ignored. Male rulers can take up to 3 concubines, which is good because that allows us to get lots of heirs, a lot more prestige if we marry off people. We can have... No, we have 4 fewer commanders. So commanders is a new system where before you could just assign anyone to be the leader of your army. Now you have to assign them beforehand to be a commander, and then they can then lead your army from that point. Can move capital within same lifetime every 120 months because we're nomads. We can, move around a lot, and all of your capital holdings will come with you, so you don't lose anything from moving your capital as far as I can tell. Feudal, Itka, Theocracy and Merchant Republics government vassals will give max tax and max liege levies regardless of opinion. Tyranny actions against these vassals can be made without objections from vassals of other governments. So basically, if you take over, say, a republic, you can do whatever the hell you like to them. You can revoke all their titles, you can imprison them, nobody will care. Nomadic government vassals are not included in vassal limit calculations. Now this is great because it means that you can expand a lot if you have a lot of nomadic government, but you're not limited by your vassal cap as much as you are in other government types. So, what does Tengriism give us? Well, priests can inherit titles, priests can marry, rulers can raid infidel neighbors for loot, in case you hadn't already seen that one. Vassals do not mind if their levies are raised, which is good. That means we can almost be constantly at war. Although, there is something up here, we don't actually have levies from nomadic vassals, so we need non-nomadic vassals before we can get levies, if I understand this correctly. Tengri men can take up to 3 concubines, yep. Same as nomad. Rulers lose prestige if at peace for too long, so we've got to conquer a lot because we use prestige for pretty much everything. Can be reformed. There is, and can exist, no religious head, so there's no head of the religion. Inferior conversion and vulnerable to non-pagan missionaries. Rulers cannot declare holy wars, and women may hold spy master positions. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. So, I was talking about the clan system earlier. We have a very basic clan setup here. We are the ruler of the main tribe. We are Kagan. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. But we are the main guy, and here is our secondary tribe guy. He is our court chaplain right now. And if we have a look at, now I believe it's control left click. It's a new feature in this patch. You can look at the sub-realms. We control these 4 provinces. He controls those 4 provinces. And yes, we can call him into wars. He also has a sentiment against us, which I presume affects many things like wars, and helps us affect whether he wants to rebel and that sort of stuff. So, what can we do with them? Well, there's a lot of new options. We can form blood oaths, we can split his clan up. If we feel he's getting too powerful, we can ask him to split his clan up into different things, and we'll have different clan leaders. And that can be a way of gaining power. We can also, I believe, try and merge him into our clan, although I don't see that up. Yeah, there it is, Absorbed clan. But we need to have prestige to do that. As I said, a lot of things we need prestige for. And we can appoint him a commander, lots of other cool stuff. Talk of appointing commanders, there is a new special minor titles screen. And it has a lot of all the titles you could hand out before that gave prestige, you can hand out all on this screen, including commanders, which if we have a look at it, we could just say like, we want our son to be a commander, and it would, if we click on him, he'd just be assigned a title and then we can assign him to a thing. We're not going to make our son a commander though, because I quite like having an heir in the game not ending, so we'll go with that. So let's do the basic stuff that we do at the start of every campaign. Choose an ambition. Get married. Obviously you're going to choose that one because not married, and it's very easy to do. So let's find ourselves a wife. So we're looking for good traits as genius, quick, strong, any of that kind of stuff. Not a long list to look from, and don't appear to have any of those traits. In fact, it's a pretty rubbish group, all things considered. But we could perhaps marry into one of these trite, like, is it courtier? They don't really have anything big. Let's marry her, I think. How can she be an organizer? I don't believe she's allowed to rule, to actually lead armies, so a bit odd that she has that trait. Maybe we can invite some debutantes, and that might be a good way around this problem. So let's invite some of those. Let's go down to 90 gold, and then see who we have available. Should have a lot more options. Okay, let's have a look. We got a quick here. Quick, great stats. You are going to marry us. Yeah, we will lose prestige from this because she's not special, but we can get some of it back. We are at negative prestige now though, which is a bad place to be, but I'm happy that we've got a strong wife. Well, we got a quick wife actually. But this will allow us to get better children and generally make the line stronger. Our son probably needs to marry someone. Yep. Let's see, did we leave any good statistics around? Not a great way to talk about them, but is what it is. I guess he has low stewardship, so we could try and get a stewardship one just to even that out. Doesn't look like there's anyone of any rank, so let's go with that. We're going to lose prestige again for doing this, though. No, we don't lose any prestige. Oh, that's fine then. I guess because it's not us. We need some concubines, so let's just go into our court and choose 3 lovely ladies. Concubine. We can always ditch them at any point. Oh, I guess that was our wife. There we go. 3 concubines. And that'll just give us a chance of getting more children who we can then get rid of for prestige. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to pick a character focus. A lot of good options here. I like having health, and I like the martial. I think we might need some diplomacy because our diplomacy sucks, and we need to get some. Yes, we'll need to get our clan person to like us, although we do only have 1 vassal to deal with, so we could possibly just stick improve relations on him. Seduction is fun, but not very useful right now. We don't really need many of this. Let's just go for family, try and get a lot of children. Health will let us stay alive longer, and we can just get lots and lots of prestige that way. Okay, so next on the list, I guess is make sure we have all of our, all of our council correct. Marshal looks like the best guy we have. That our son is our chancellor, so we're not going to replace him. Steward is the best guy we have. Spy master, we could make our wife our spy master. She has very high intrigue. Is this guy special in any way? Doesn't look like he's special. He has no real connections. Let's just appoint our wife as... although, appointing your wife as Spy Master is a bad idea because you already get the thing from having her as your spouse. Like, you get a bonus from having her as your spouse, and then you won't get the extra bonus from having her as Chancellor, as a Counselor, if I remember correctly. So we should probably just make her Courtier, Spy Master. And our Chaplain is the other guy, who really doesn't like us. Why doesn't it like us? Short reign. Clan sentiment is minus 35. So if we go back to here, yeah, it's just a straight prestige thing. If we had more prestige, he'd like us more. So if right, if we were to maybe, okay, I was gonna say if we did something like form a blood oath, he would be have better sentiment towards us, I'd assume. But it doesn't appear to work quite that way. Well, he just doesn't want to do it because we have no prestige. So I guess we need some prestige. So we need to go to war. Thing is, we have no army levies. And the reason for this is we've got kind of almost the EU4 system, slash with almost a retinue EU4 kind of thing, where we have a standing army at all times, and it draws from our manpower pool, and our manpower pool is a percentage of our population pool, which is in turn a percentage of how much land we have. Get the idea. And what we can do is we can spend either money or prestige, and that will allow us to get more troops. And then the troops build up over time, and then they reinforce from the manpower pool. Pretty simple mechanics. Let's get some troops then. We will spend 50 gold on these troops. I think we can get 50 in a... we can get 75, although we would probably go over a limit if we went for that. Let's get 250 more troops. That puts us not quite our limit. Let's get that 25. Oh yeah, we've got a lot more room to go. And that's about half strength, these units. So they'll slowly build up over time and you can see it ate into our manpower pool a little bit. Okay, keyboard shortcut's not working right now. Let's have a look at this one. And we can set up our leaders. I guess we'll lead the center flank. We'll have we're leading one flank. So, who do we want to attack? Well, we can attack pretty much anyone nearby. I think Yake looks like the best choice. They're pretty small. They have 500 troops, we have 750, and if we could possibly call in our vassal, we've got way more than we need to fight them off. So, in declaring war, we've got a couple of options. We've got the subordination of Yake, where if we win the war, we take or vassalize all titles held by him. We got the invasion of Cumania, where we can take and get all vassal titles within the kingdom of Cumania. So the difference is one is him, all things held by the Khan. The other one is all things in the kingdom of Cumania. So it'll make a difference. If we were to attack somewhere in Khazaria, I assume we'd be able to take a kingdom title, or we'd be able to take an individual Khans, because this is made up of 4 Khans. Or we can make him a tributary. And a tributary is somebody who pays taxes to us, isn't actually under our is kind of like a vassal, but isn't directly under our control. Or we could conquest, which doesn't, it's just basically like we take one province. An invasion is all these invasions, subordinations, and tributaries all cost prestige. So as I was saying, a lot of the stuff with a horde is you get prestige, and then you spend prestige to do the things that you want to do. Instead of invading, actually, we could raid our neighbors for loot. So let's go and raid Yake a little bit. Get a little bit more money, we can let our army build up, and then we can attack them after we've already raided them. So we'll set the looter tag, and we'll go to Yake. Fairly certain that's in the other realm. It's difficult to tell because we have the same color of borders here. Let time move on, see what actually happens. So we fulfilled the ambition to get married. Let's get a new ambition. Amass wealth is 500 gold, that's quite a lot. Or become exalted among men, have prestige of at least 1,000. Let's try exalted among men. And let's speed time up a little bit more. This is going to let lots of things attack us. Dangerous faction, so he has a percentage of our... he thinks he's stronger than us. Yeah, he might be. There is one decision I forgot to do. We need to choose a Warhorse that costs 20 gold and gets us some prestige. You go out into the herd to choose a strong and powerful Warhorse. You look around with expert eyes and eventually spot a steed that stands out from the rest. It is strong and has powerful bearing. As you mount your new steed, you feel certain you've made the right choice. All that remains now is to give it a suitable name. What shall it be? We'll go with Dragon. So that gets us prestige every year, I think it's saying. Oh, monthly. 0.5 prestige monthly. So that'll help get our prestige back up. We're getting 3 prestige monthly. It's not a lot, but if we get into some battles, we can get that going up very quickly. We are in a budget deficit, so again, we need to go loot. Let's get these troops moving. Maybe speed up a little bit more. It does take a long time to move around in these provinces. No one's declared war on us yet, though, which is good. Got a revolt going over here. Cannot afford to pay my magistrates, and debts to lower classes dangerously high. The peasants are now completely disregarding my divine right to rule. Okay. There's some revolt risk. I'm assuming that's what it means. Right. Almost at the place we need to loot. You have shown yourself weak, and I speak for all clans when I say this is time you hand over the bridle to someone more worthy. I will not be blackmailed. Right, let's go fight him. How many troops does he have? Yeah, we have more troops. We're gonna go fight him. He's no longer our court chaplain. We will appoint a new court chaplain. And, yes. Guess we'll toggle the looter tag. Head out of Yake as quickly as we can. Don't really want to be fighting in Yake when we could be fighting down here. Let's go and get this guy's army. Thinks he's stronger than us. I think he's sadly mistaken. Does this have any river crossings? Between here and Aktobi, that's where we're coming from. He's arriving on the 28th. We're arriving on the 3rd. So we don't want to do this. We want to head into Kangley or something like that. We really don't want to take the river crossing. So we could head Kangley into Turkestan, and that would work out for us. It's not got any special terrain, has it? It looks like just normal steppes. So we should be absolutely fine to attack into this. We have more troops. I'm trying to see what the difference is. So he has 600 light cavalry and 125 ST. Trying to see if I can figure out what ST is. Special units, okay. And we have 612 and 192. So we have more special units, but less, almost the same number of actual units, but about 13 less. Let's have a look. Our commanders are fine. They're fine, they're not great. No one's awful. Let's see how this goes. Should go fine. In theory. Okay, so this screen's a little bit nicer than it used to be. It's still very difficult to actually understand, but the main thing is if the bars go down and they're all red, we win. So let's go. Yes, we easily win that fight. Let's go chase down his army. Teach him to revolt on us. This is, of course, getting our prestige back up very quickly, which is nice. We're not going to accept his white peace offer. No. We want him to surrender 100%. Enforce demands. Still a flesh wound. Let's get rid of his entire army, then go siege down his holdings. We want the prestige from the fights as well, so let's just, I think that should be a stack wipe. There it is. Oh, and we instantly took over this land? Oh yes, because none of these lands actually have any holdings. It's, I guess we just instantly take them over when we land on them. Okay. Force demands. That will get us 50 prestige from our war contribution. our other guy will lose 200 prestige, and he's also imprisoned by us. Okay, let's have a look at the clan thing now. He's not very happy, because he's not a counsellor, but prestige penalty's gone down a little bit. I wonder if we were to let him go and just assign him to be a counsellor, whether that would work. Whether we can just remove him from being our... Yeah, maybe we can remove him from being a clan chief and put someone else in charge of the clan. Anyway, those are questions for next time. Thank you for watching. See you then.